They put us in bikinis.
What?
True.
Women choose to wear bikinis. What are you talking about?
There were not women in a variety of clothing options. It was women in bikinis. I'm not a beer person. Beer's disgusting, but I think this is a pretty obvious point that is just flying over Tim's beanie on this one. You know, it's another day. It's another Tim Pool video. Yes, I know. Like I said, my commenters will be so upset that I deign to respond to Tim Pool. But you know what? Every single day, Tim Pool puts out like 3 to 4 videos. Most of them are full of disinformation or misinformation. And Tim Pool says dumb shit. So to make sure that there's a response out there, there's some kind of reasonable pushback to his dumb ass takes, let's go take a look at what's happening with Miller Lite. Can't wait to see this. Woo! Woke and feminist. Wait, is there a difference? Is there a difference between woke and feminism? I actually kind of would love to ask that of Tim. Is there a real difference between woke ideology in his mind and feminist ideology? My suspicion is he would say there is no real tangible difference. Hit me with it. Ah. I don't need to bring up the stock market, right? Like, I don't need to bring up the stock price of Anheuser-Busch to do the whole, all of the right-wing, complaints, boycott, all of it hasn't worked. Oh, I forgot I didn't unmute this. I don't have to do that, right? Like, I don't have to worry about that.
Miller Lite is trending on Twitter after a video surfaced of a woke feminist beer commercial for Miller. And everyone's saying this is Miller Lite's, hey, Bud Light, hold my beer moment. But the reality is, I have important context for you, my friends. This ad, which you may have seen, it's from 1 month before Bud Light's Dylan Mulvaney fiasco. A whole month. Nobody cared. But now that we're all on board with boycotting beer, and many people on the right are realizing, hey, wait a minute, beer's really easy to boycott. Miller Lite, you're next.
I'm not going to say it. We're not even going to go there. We're not even going to go there.
Got this from Uppo-Ye.
We all know it's Coke.
After Bud Light, Miller Lite faces boycott calls for woke beer ad.
What is this?
I guess that's where we're at right now. Okay. And I have this clip from the Daily Wire. They posted it. I'm going to play for you this commercial so you can see it for yourself.
Oh, thank God.
And I responded to the Daily Wire saying this is from 1 month before the Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light. But let's play the commercial for you so you can understand why people are saying boycott Miller Lite. Let me just stress, they're arguing it's a feminist, anti-man commercial. Here you go.
Here's a little known fact. Women.
You know, not to be mean or anything, but I want to go take a look really quickly at a very specific response to Bud Light. Stop. Here it is. Okay. So if you might be familiar with the back end of YouTube. If you've ever made content, I want to, I really want to zone in. I want to hone in, I should say, on this response because I find it very interesting. In a response to another a Tim Pool video that I did, I think, oh God, this is like a week ago. This person responded, and I've seen kind of the general tenor of the response to the Bud Light stuff. This is not about gay, straight, or trend. I don't know what that means. This is about the fact that the Bush Company, through their spokesman, announced they look down their noses at us. We work hard, we play hard, but apparently we are beneath them. That is a mass of built in. Okay, this person is stupid, by the way. No apology will suffice. The Bush Corporation is not invited to the barbecues this summer. Right? And it's always like, oh, this isn't about being gay. It's not being straight. It's about like the disrespect, man. And I can't help but be like, because they would like the gays, the transes, the everybody to buy their beer. It's disrespectful to you. And if you ask Tim Pool, he'll say, oh, Bud Light is endorsing child sex changes or something, which they're not. They're sponsoring their beer being sold to people who get surgeries later on in life. That's the actual thing they're sponsoring. But you know, I find it interesting that now it's become, you had a woman on your you know, in your ad. How dare you? We'll let the video play, but you know, whenever they say that it's not just about like you know, it's not just about being straight, it's not just about being, but it's about that stuff. It's about not centering their identity.
And were among the very first to brew beer ever. From Mesopotamia to the Middle Ages to colonial America, women were the ones doing the brewing.
Amazing.
Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer?
Wait, Tim, you can't say so and then complain about it. If it's not a big deal, then you shouldn't care.
They put us in bikinis.
What?
True.
Women choose to wear bikinis. What are you talking about? I love this. Like, they put us in bikinis. You put yourself in bikinis. You literally go to the store and buy them and wear them. Nobody.
Well, Tim, women were put in bikinis in the commercials. In the universe where Miller Lite and Bud Light, by the way, get to control all facets of presentation, there were not women in a variety of clothing options. It was women in bikinis. I'm not a beer person. Beer's disgusting, but I think this is a pretty obvious point that is just flying over Tim's beanie on this one.
He makes you do it.
Wow.
Well, Tim, do you think any of the women in these videos, or sorry, in these pictures, these ads, would be allowed to be in them if they weren't in bikinis? Why are they in bikinis? Were these women just, you know, hanging out on top of a giant Miller Lite bottle? Were they just hanging out at the beach with you know, this cooler of beer? Were these all impromptu photos? No, they're staged. Meaning somebody picked the outfits and they picked bikinis, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
Look at this wild.
Amazing.
It's time beer made it up to women. So today, Miller Lite
Beer made it up to women. All of these women were paid handsomely to appear in commercials where they intentionally.
Yeah, all the millionaire Miller Lite and Bud Light bikini models. You're right. All the millionaires. Tim, please.
Wore scantily clad clothing to try and attract men. It's like the craziest thing. As if none of these women who are models, who are handsomely paid for this, have any agency. But
does he think models are
is
handsomely
on a
paid?
mission to clean up not just their but the whole beer industry.
Oh, the whole beer industry.
Does anyone know who any of these
Miller Lite
models
has
are?
been scouring
Also,
the internet for all this.
like, models don't make that much money, and their time frame to actually make money in that industry is incredibly slim. Like, incredibly slim. You have to pretty much make all of your money in the first, what, between the ages of like 21 and probably like 32. You got to do as much as you can to make as much money as you can before your body goes out of style.
And buying it back so that they can turn it into good for women brewers.
There
Okay,
we go.
let me just break this down for you. They're basically saying they will buy old beer ads of attractive women and turn it into compost.
Literally good How, you ask? Ladies, take it away.
First, we turn the bad into compost. Then we feed compost to worms. Push out beautiful fertilizer.
That good helps farmers grow quality hops,
which is then donated to women brewers to make their own really good
Donated. I just gotta,
So many
look,
bleeps. Why are we
these
bleeping so
old
much?
ink chemical pages and magazine pictures and stuff, probably it's not something you want to have in your beer. This sounds more like sabotage, to be honest. Miller is sending hops to people that was grown from chemical-ridden compost. Not interested.
He does know that they're probably not actually going. I mean, even if they do, it's composting. Do you know the process of? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Never.
But there's
mind. Why am I
definitely
asking?
more out there. In your attic, in the garage,
If you're wondering,
in
I don't
your
even
basement.
know.
Send any
People
you
turn
got
their
to Miller
shit
Lite,
into
and they'll
stuff,
turn that
like
into good
their
too.
personal shit.
Oh. So here's to women, because without us, there would be no beer.
Yeah.
Also, is
that's
it really
just
that crazy of a thought to think that women
Without
were
women, there would
probably
be no
brewing a lot of that stuff? They weren't. They were like, even in these people's conceptions of how the the old world hunter-gatherer system works. Yeah, They are the planters. They're the pickers of that sort of stuff. So naturally, they'd be the brewers of it. Women are the cooks, are the everything else. Making beer is I mean, I guess it's chemistry kind of, but it's no different, especially back in ye olden days. You know, you brew yourself a beer, and you know, you make the fucking one kind of bread you know how to make, and you slaughter some pigs. That's how you do it. I don't know what accent I'm doing, but I'm doing some kind of accent.
Beer, dude. Women are people.
Is it Irish?
So
I don't know.
dumb. It's like, without people, there'd be no cars. Yeah, probably, unless like dolphins grew hens or something. We get it. Women, as humans, contribute to the necessity of producing something to consume. Thank you. So the history of beer is quite...
So if they're right, why are you bitching about it? If we're just gonna concede, yeah, I guess it was women who started brewing beer, and then it became a much more men leading company and men marketed company, and you know, we got treated as mascots of the beer, but not in a way that's respectful to the people, for the women who work in the brewing industry. But you know, we had them all look like you know, Pam Anderson on the fucking beach running in that one show that I can't remember the name of because I'm not a boomer. You know, so yeah, you know, if they're right, then what's the problem? What's the problem? Why are we
fantastic?
it?
And there's many urban legends, as it were. The idea is generally humans were nomadic until we accidentally discovered beer. We mixed some grains in water or something.
Wait, does he actually think we were
fermented.
nomadic
We're like,
until
hey,
beer?
this is really good. It makes me feel really good, but
okay.
it's kind of bad for you. But ultimately, what
Do you think anybody thought beer was bad for you until what? Nobody thought. I will plant my flag. Nobody thought beer was bad for you until like definitely the modern era, definitely the 20th century. I would argue probably not until maybe what, the 19. I mean, I guess during Prohibition, but even then, wasn't Prohibition on political grounds? Wasn't that like, that wasn't like a health thing? We didn't prohibit beer because we were in alcohol, because it was a health thing. We did it out of like a social stigma, if I remember correctly.
What happens is, as they say, maybe I'm wrong, I'm not a beer historian, it was safer
Definitely
to
not.
drink lower alcohol content beers because the alcohol killed bad stuff in the water, so societies that had beer tended to do better. Liquid bread, as they called it. It was also a way to store grain, because if with the fermented carbohydrate liquid, you didn't have to worry about it spoiling because of the alcohol content, for the most part. Again, not an expert.
Okay.
But here you are, my friends, from prnewswire.com.
Cool.
This is from March 7th, 2023.
Newswire.
I'm not saying don't boycott Miller Lite. I don't care if you do. I think there's good reason to boycott Bud Light.
Wait. Miller Lite feminist ad sparks boycott call, all caps. Bud Light, quote, giving away beer for free, in all caps panic. Come on, Tim. Don't pretend like you're not saying something.
Miller Lite's
God,
like whatever. They did a
at
stupid
least
feminist
be
commercial.
brave and say the
I
thing
think
you're
it's
saying.
ridiculous. So if you want to boycott them, by all
So
means.
one thing I can't stand about
But
Tim,
March
he's such a fucking
7th, they
coward.
announced this. They said, there's no beer without women. In fact, women were among the first beer brewers in history. Yet for the years that followed, many in the beer industry, Miller Lite included, alienated the very people who helped create it. How? By dividing women as consumers, objectifying them in their ads, and frankly, putting a lot of bad ish out there.
True.
Today, Miller Lite has announced...
I would love, alienated the very people who... Yeah, okay. That he said that weird. I didn't
Bad-ish to
understand.
good-ish, an initiative creating fertilizer made from old sexist beer advertising that will be used to grow hops for female brewers.
Oh yeah, that's
beer brand is teaming.
Oh, so they're taking all the like shitty ad material that they have and they're composting it. And yeah, they're going to do that with even the good advertising materials. That's how composting works.
Up with producer, comedian,
You throw
actor,
a bunch
and
of
undeniable
compostable
arbiter
shit,
of good-ish,
and then you get
Lana
fertilizer.
Glazer, or is it Ilana Glazer, to help amend the industry's sexist history of beer, marketing, and
Most
rectify
likely.
the past. They're returning the age-old objectifying beer ads into, it's just,
That's
it's
cool.
just the stupidest
It's kind of
thing.
like silly, but
Here we go. They've been collecting their and other industry outdated, age-old, no thank you sexist ads, displays and posters for months. This is disgusting, by the way. They are turning it.
What's disgusting? Wait. Collecting back. Miller Lite has been collecting their and all other beer industries outdated, age-old, thank you sexist ads. displays posters, sexist ads, displays, and posters for months. Hundreds of pieces have already been bought and removed from the internet. Cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's probably like, okay, let's go. I'm kind of curious. Okay, let's go take a look really quick. eBay maybe? Yeah, let's try eBay. If I go to eBay and I'm like, let's do Miller Lite. Shut up, Edge. I don't know. Beer poster. Oh, poster. Here we go. Okay, yeah. 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 This is probably what they're talking about. They're like, we'll buy this and compost it. Is that a fucking crime against humanity? Like, okay, they're paying somebody for a poster that for whatever reason they still owned.
Age-old, no thank you sexist ads, displays and posters for months. This is disgusting, by the way.
Like, he's obviously he can't respond to me, but I just want to know what's disgusting about it. What's disgusting about buying posters and composting them?
They are turning it into fertilizer. How?
It's
like carbon sheets. You're having that compost.
Yeah,
they're growing
probably.
hops, and then they're going to donate it to 100 female brewers to make 330,000 beers. I will not drink that beer. I do not want to.
330,000 beer.
We took our garbage, decades-old garbage, and then we grew plants from it.
Well, no,
and
they just said they bought
you.
other people's.
Yeah, no thanks. You know, I got to be honest. I'll go for the organic, nature-made beer if I'm gonna have one.
Organic, nature-made beer, buddy. There's no such thing as nature-made beer. You fucking idiot. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. Oh my God. Also keep in mind, you're not going to know which one of your beers in your packs is one of these 330,000 of them. They're just going to make them, put them out, and you're probably not going to even know about it. You might be drinking one right now for all you know.
One. I like Yingling. Women are amazing.
Let's be clear. Tim Pool has never heard of Youngling before the Bud Light controversy, because Youngling came out and was like, we know what real beer is or whatever. But no, I refuse to believe that Tim Pool had any awareness of Youngling before that, which, by the way, Youngling, the beer I would drink in high school illegally. So I think I have a right to say I knew about that well before Tim Pool ever did. But no, definitely he never heard about that shit. He only heard about it because they're involved tangentially
many
in
industries from the ground
in his
up, and I was so
culture war.
surprised to learn they were among the first beer brewers in history, said Alana Glazer. After years of treating women like objects, the beer industry has an opportunity to shed more light on just how powerful women's contribution has been.
That go off.
I'm inspired.
Like
Miller Lite created the space. Blah 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 blah. Dude, whatever, man. Here's what I'm going to say.
What are you going to say, Tim?
People are saying like it's an anti-man ad. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
If you think female, woman positive advertising is anti-man, you are. And I mean this in the plainest, the most disrespectful way I can possibly say it. You are bitch made. You are the bitchest, madest motherfucker on this planet. You are not manly. You are not masculine. Turn in your penis. It's over for you.
About this, Dylan Mulvaney's a whole other story. Marketing booze to kids, being generally just nails on a chalkboard, off-putting, gender ideology, leftism, algorithmic decay.
Everything. Just every possible thing.
Look, the argument is it was objectifying to women.
Because the idea that Dylan Mulvaney markets to kids is comical, because you would have to ask, okay, so like, what do you mean by that? Oh, well, they have a lot of there's a lot of kids that follow Dylan Mulvaney on TikTok. Okay, can you give me some statistics on that? Can I get can I get some kind of demographic information? And then when they don't have any, or even if they did, the question becomes, okay, so these kids are on TikTok. Is there a age restriction on certain content creators on TikTok? Oh, there isn't. It's almost like the entire platform, while maybe not always G-rated, but it seems like there's a pretty wide range of G to PG-13 content on TikTok. It seems like yeah, kids follow what they're gonna follow on social media. Maybe don't let your small kids get obsessed and fall down the social media rabbit hole. But you know, that would be asking parents to parent instead of hand their kids their cell phones and let them go off on the internet unrestricted, and then be upset when their kids find stuff that they don't want them to find. Maybe if you were a little bit more involved in your children's lives, they wouldn't be consuming content that you're not aware of. Yeah, it's kind of like it's hard to be a parent in an internet world. I get it; it's difficult, but you wanted to have kids, you had kids. It's kind of what you have to deal with.
And some women were offended by it. And I'm like, okay, whatever, man. If you're a woman and you're like, you want to wear a bikini, nobody made you do it. And now, if you're a woman saying like, we're gonna make our own beer, I'm like, okay, it's not demeaning to men in any way. Like, I literally don't care. There's no men being insulted.
Then why are you talking about it?
No, you can do whatever you want.
Then
That's
why
why
are
I
we
just
talking
saw this and
about
I'm
it?
like, that's not that bad. Who cares? It is gross that you're gonna compost old advertisements with ink and other chemicals and
It's
preservatives.
compost. You compost shit. What, like composting? There's so many things that are compostable, you moron. Which, by the way, a lot of paper materials are compostable. This is coming from someone who doesn't know anything about compost. Which, you know, if you don't understand the
Lives or whatever's
process,
on the
then
paper.
sure, whatever.
That's nasty.
But, like,
I wouldn't want to
then,
consume that.
Trust me, you're not going to
Fine.
taste it. Also, he
And I
does
think
realize that
I think the
this
arguments they're
isn't
making
actually
are really
new.
silly.
This isn't like they just thought, oh, we'll destroy this stuff to compost it. They've probably been doing this, and I'm confident in saying they've probably been doing this with other marketing material for quite a while now. Once they realize, oh wait, we can compost this stuff and then like reuse our marketing material that didn't sell or didn't get distributed, cool. It's like one less expense we have to deal with.
But ultimately, it's just not a big deal relative to, say, Bud Light and the Dylan Mulvaney controversy. I love this. Bud Light mocked over coupon amid Dylan Mulvaney controversy. I went to
Oh my
a liquor
God, they
store.
had a
I
coupon.
was going skating up in Hagerstown, Maryland the other day. And we stopped by.
You know, I always forget he lives in Maryland. That should tell you everything you need to know about Tim Pool. That he actively chooses to live in Maryland.
A liquor store to grab some Gatorades and big. I'm not a fan of Gatorade.
The Bud Light
All
marketing
this
team
sugar
must
made me
still be
sick.
must still be all women if they think a coupon will get a man's attention. These dumb fucks. They think it's unique to see like buy this many, get this many free. Like they think that we're done with this because this is gonna get into stupid Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light shit. But they really think that this is new. They think that coupons only began to exist now that Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light have some kind of piffy boycott. Guys, these kinds of promotions have always existed. They just want you to buy the beer. The boycott's not working. Please let it go. It's embarrassing. To all the wingers out there, just let this one go. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. Ay, 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 ay. Anyway. You know the thing that they tell, you know, like at the end of all YouTube videos where they tell you to like click on one of these like things to watch more videos. Yeah, I've been meaning to film one of those. So that's what I was doing. I was just setting it up to film one.